So when we started, the specific problem we wanted to solve at the time was that traditional banking and crypto were not talking. There was no connection. There was no link. You either had a wallet or an account in an exchange, or you had a bank account. And moving from one to another had a lot of friction. Sometimes it was impossible. So we were just connecting the two worlds. This was our main objective. Of course, fast forward to today, that connection is now easier to have because a lot of big banks and fintechs have started to adopt crypto. So now I think we've matured from we're connecting the world to now, okay, what do customers need for their financial life and financial needs? What can then we offer to them on chain? So really get more, now that we've connected the two worlds, what utility can we extract from the chain? Example being, the vault, store your money, in self-custody and other cool things that we have coming. But that is the idea, right? We're now progressing into what more utility we can offer our customers. So it's been an evolution for sure, but still with that ethos of let's bring the two worlds together, which is what we wanted from the start. In terms of pivoting, I really believe, and I might be sometimes alone in this opinion, but I think regulation enables innovation. And I know people sometimes want to be, five people in a garage, like coding and just doing whatever. But I think when you're managing people's money, it is important to have a framework. And what sometimes people forget is that even though the blockchain is a new technology, the concepts around banking are the same. So you must treat it the same way. Doesn't matter, it's a new technology. The concepts are the same. So the fact that we now have regulation like MiCA in Europe, right, and I know a lot of other countries are bringing things through, like Genius Act in the US, will help fintechs, banks, technology companies, crypto companies to be able to innovate in a controlled environment, right? Taking into account all the right risks and providing the best product to customers. So in terms of pivoting, I think that as more regulation comes in through, we'll be able to offer cooler and more innovative products because the ecosystem will start connecting more. Everybody will feel more comfortable operating in this space, and that will bring fruit to new products.
I like what you said about regulation can breed innovation. That's a very pro-European way of seeing it.
Yes, I know.
And I was just actually wondering, so you mentioned that, regulations can change. And, does that affect your vision? And, do you sometimes feel like you have to pivot based on regulation as well?
So not really. The way I see regulation coming in, I mean, obviously we need to prepare as a business, right? So when we started, MiCA was just a concept. It hadn't even been written in law. We knew it was coming, but we prepared for that. So I think you need to prepare. And what you need to be is quite creative about the way you build your products to make sure that you are compliant within the regulation, you are providing the best product to your customers, you're managing the risk adequately, that you're providing robust security. So all these things come into place that when you are working in financial services, they will always need to be, at the forefront of your mind. So I think it's all about preparing. Regulation also doesn't come from one day to another. It's not like you wake up one day and you need to comply with something ASAP, and unless you're in the US and they cap your interest on the credit cards. But bar that, in Europe, it's unlikely for that to happen. So you have time. And at least my experience in France with the ACPR and AMF is that they've been, very pro-business, and they work with you to make sure that, you provide the best product for customers, you're compliant in the right way, you have enough time to adapt.